welcome to Sparkling Memories, a place where you can build healthy relationship with food, pairs, and yourself. And today we're going to talk about ghosting. Why? Because it is a term that we use these days to mean to end all communication, whether it be with somebody that you was talking to, somebody at work, possibly somebody that did you wrong, or somebody that you didn't quite have an interest in anymore, or you weren't exactly somebody that you wanted to have long term in your particular life. So my thing is, ghosting is basically when you have a sudden end of communication. No texts, no calls, cut you off of social media, they block you, they change your phone number, they change the address, anything that ends all communication with a particular person when it comes to contact. Okay? Now, when you're at work, it could be something simple as the person went to a job interview, they offer them a job, they say come in at 8 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to get you your uniform. And then 8 o'clock comes the next day. And not only did the person not show up, but the manager was expecting them to come early so could fill out the W-2 forms, and it didn't happen. And you basically cut off your phone number, or you put the phone, whereas the call, if they do call you, can go into a different folder and you could press ignore or block. That will be considered ghosting when it comes in terms of a workplace. Another way of ghosting, say for instance, you having like your boss brought in like food. Let's say some pickup saltfish, maybe some Johnny cake, or even come in with some scrambled eggs, some breakfast potatoes, coffee, the works. Now everybody is socializing and they decided to not have you in the group. So you get your snacks or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see a group form of people talking, communicating, and the minute that you step over to where everybody's conversating, everybody stops talking. Then it's like this awkward moment where each person is like looking around at the next person. And then you may or may not have caught the hint that you were ABC, and now they're already not including you in the conversation. It could be for several reasons. They could either be talking about you, they don't like you, or they want to dismiss you. That's another form of ghosting. Now, when it comes to being in a relationship, when it comes to ghosting, that could be somebody who honestly decided that they're not interested in you, and you might not be their type, or they found somebody else, but the two chicken shit, to tell you the truth, and they avoid every communication with you. And instead of coming to you directly and facing the truth that you want to tell them, it is not you, it's me, and I'm not like into a relationship right now. Now, my thing is, I call it being iced out, because the thing is, if you talking to someone and you have this deep connection with the person, it is more likely that they go say something or do something that might irritate you, and then you might take it upon yourself to avoid conflict or some kind of problem later on. You decide to ghost them. Ghost meaning you can walk away, stop all communication. Okay? Another thing I want to tell people about is, what do you do once you do get ghosted? First thing is first, do not take it upon yourself to blame yourself. No. That's a selfish person and somebody who probably don't know how to deal with an emotion like an adult, or someone who don't want to deal with conflict, or someone that lack empathy for other people. Now, the way people handle it might be different, but there are simple steps you can take to avoid blaming yourself. And is those steps to take to avoid being ghosted, because you first have to acknowledge that it happened. And a lot of people might not catch on to the fact that it did happen. It might take a little while for you to catch on to what's going on. And that's nobody's fault. Now, if you figure out that you've been ghosted, there are three things you can do. You could talk to your family, your friends, your support group. Talk about what happened. Talk about how you feel. And eventually you will get over it. Now, maybe the person might not be chicken shit. Maybe they don't like confrontation. I know in certain situations when you're in conflict and you already have a struggle with this person and you want to avoid it escalated to something else, and you start avoiding them. Ghosting, basically. Not taking accountability for what you did or did not do, and you just not interacting with that person and you won't say it. You just show it by not answering their calls, not communicating in no shape or form. Now, the best way I know how to deal with this kind of stuff is recognizing it, because it's not something that's completely unavoidable. It's not. You don't know if Susie going to stop being a friend today, or John decided that he want Mary, so he didn't want you no more. You don't know if your boss suddenly dislike you because this employee can go say something about you that wasn't true, and they like their employees to believe them. Don't believe the BS. Ghosting happens to various races, age groups, ethnic groups. Anybody can get ghosted. Okay? It is not the end of the world when somebody freezes you out. It's not the end of the world when you get confused and you don't know when you stand with someone. It happens to the best of us. And maybe some of the worst of us, because some people actually do deserve it. Especially when it comes to a creepy guy or a clingy girl. Child, when it comes to a clingy person, avoid them. Yes, ghost the person that is not playing with a full deck of cards. Avoid the folks who like to use words like comparing you and them together, so you could be like in competition with that person. Or they like to use phrases like we are just basically the same, and you know in your mind we are not the same. You might have similar qualities, but you're not the same. If you ever see movies like The Single Black Female, if you ever see Single White Female, if you ever seen Obsessed, the one that had in Beyonce, if you ever seen the video in Lakeview Terrace, I think that one had in Samuel Jackson in it. I think that's what his name. Lakeview Terrace, where he was literally making his business to harass the neighbors. Instead of them just moving away, they were just annoying him, and then he was doing the most. Or even a movie, Karen. They should have just leave Karen alone, at least she could about her business, because Karen was so extra. I could tell you. But let me get to this part. Let me make sure I don't forget anything I wrote down here, because I like to keep understanding what's going on. Okay, so it causes you to feel rejected. So I went over that. And you left for no explanation, no closure. A lot of people up here are so used to closure. Not everybody gonna give you closure. It's just life. Sometimes you have to learn to live with what happened and keep it pushing. Not everybody gonna explain to you what's what. Sometimes you have to take it and value and keep it moving. It is not your fault. That's why I say don't self-blame. A lot of times when people do that kind of stuff, they could be immature. They could not like conflict. It could be people who just don't like you, don't respect you enough. So this is what they do. It's kind of getting the easy way out. Avoiding eye contact. They have no empathy for you. They lack an interest. So they're not going to tell you the truth. A lot of people wouldn't tell you the truth because it get people out here. And I mean, when I say out here, I mean in the wall that like to do things and then they do it in a way that makes other people hurt, confused, frustrated, and angry. Ghosting might be one of the things that might cause that. It is not your fault. It happened in dating, it happened in friendships, it happened at work, it could even happen among your immediate family. And you might ghost them for a little while and then years later you might talk to them again. Now, when you get to a point when you get to being ghost, do not go after the person and start harassing them. I can't stress that enough. If somebody loses interest in you or they're not calling or having communication with you, please let it go. There are too many people that don't understand what no means. No means no. It don't mean maybe next week, not. No. No means no. If somebody communicating with you, then they're interested. Whether it be your friend, even your colleague or your person you talk to every now and then, your associate. When it comes to ghosting, it is not something you use as a stepping stone to keep irritating and harassing that particular person. If they ghost you and you might not recognize the signs right away, you are literally harassing that person. And then someone to say that is not harassing, they waited to see if the person gonna change their mind. If I'm in a car and you staring at me and I look away from you and I didn't even smile at you, don't take it upon yourself to call my phone number because you live nearby me, because the line and get hooked up, and then now you could challenge, call me or whatever. Don't try and get my attention in public, yelling at me, calling and texting my phone because you work for the phone service that I currently have as a carrier. Or even getting to the point where you tell others stuff about me that you do not know because you don't know me. You got ghosted because I don't have interest in you. I don't take it lightly when you dismiss somebody and they keep coming at you. Because now you have to show another side of you. And some people want to call it the BITCH part, or they want to call you ignorant. But if somebody said they don't like you and they give you zero signs that they don't like you, let it go. Don't be calling their phone, breathing, and talking to them and all these kind of things. That's harassment at the finest. Okay? I know this because this has happened way too many times. You see somebody, they staring at you, you look away, they take it as an invitation that come over and talk to you. No, she looked away because she don't like you. Did you see her smile when she look away from you? She don't like you. If you at a jam and you start walking up on her and she move like she don't want you right in her behind, it's because she don't think you're cute. She don't like you. Okay? People don't like confrontation. They will move away from you. It's not an invitation to come back and try to interact with you. I've seen people want to shut down my name and then you know fully well I don't know you. So why are you even playing them games? I'm telling you, and some people have this whole idea that because they're interested in you, that you have to be interested in them. It don't work like that, sweetheart. If I dismiss you, it's because I can, and there ain't nothing you could do about it. harassing. This is why I have restraining orders out, because some people never get a message. Ghosting is sometimes necessary when you're dealing with people who play with a full deck of cards. Till next time, this is Miss Sitara for Sparkling Memories. Bye-bye.